Yo, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Gonna share, and today in this video we will be going against Blackbeard. We'll be talking a bit about him in the beginning. Talk about how you should like prepare your team for this quest because it's basically the hardest one of them all. So the Storm Force in this quest is speed, and there's a lot of good characters in under the Speed Force. Most of them are the Marines, which is a really cool thing, and we will see how the formation should look like. And in this quest, you'll need water or ice because they are considered the same element in this game. You will need fire. You will need special damage dealers. And one more thing they did not mention here also is that there's also these shield guys that reflect the lightning and gravity. So basically they're still trying to prevent you from using your Blackbeard or Enel, but I mean Blackbeard mainly, because well Blackbeard is broken. So Blackbeard against Blackbeard, that would be even more broken. Anyway, let's get to the team here and see how we're gonna form like open the formation. So with this team, I tried to actually have all the three elements in my main team, and I only had two mid rangers in the second and the third team to like do some damage on the first two stages, and then after they lose their HP, they will switch to the physical attackers, and then using Sabo and Blackbeard will debuff his physical defense, and then the physical attackers will do more damage and actually kill him, even if the time goes up. So this is something you might not know, is that when the time goes up, only your main dies, but your other two teams keep attacking or fighting. So that was the plan, and it's gonna be used in the second clip. So this video is gonna actually be very long. It's like gonna be around 30 minutes because there's gonna be two different teams used in this video. So let's go over this team real quick. And to be honest, don't concentrate a lot here because this is like a one-time team. So I was just like having fun with it. So Sabo here is the fire for the fire damage. Whitebeard is for water damage and special damage at the same time because his special attack or ultimate, whatever you call it, is water damage, and then we have the special damage on his regular attacks and one of his skills. And then we also have for water or ice damage dealing is Kiji as main, and he's a mid range. He doesn't have that much HP, but I try to make him survive during the first two stages to do some damage, and then when he loses HP, by the time we get to the boss stage, he will switch to Zoro, and Zoro will like destroy Blackbeard using his swords and physical attacks. And then Caesar here was just a joke. I tried to look for other fire damage, and it turned out like fire damage dealers, and it turned out that we don't have a lot of them. We only have like Ace, Sapo, and Akaino. And I've already used Akaino and Sapo on the first video. If you haven't seen the first clear video, I will be also linking that in the description. It was a non-healer team. In this video, we'll be using this. It doesn't have a healer as well, and also a healing team, a team with a healer, and we'll see how it goes. So Caesar was like the fourth attacker with fire damage. Even his regular attacks are fire damage, so that's basically why I used them here. And he didn't do that much work, so yeah, don't use him even if you have him at max level. Anyway, that's why I forgot to actually. Oh, okay. So for Luffy, I forgot to echo one of his cards. That's probably why he died fast. Anyway, so Luffy here is going to be the change after Caesar almost dies, and he does also a lot of physical damage, especially from his special attack. Special attack does, as you can see, 412 K damage. And yeah, that was the plan, to get to the boss stage. Even if you don't have a lot of time left, use Sabo to debuff Blackbeard, and then the physical attackers will do their magic there. And yeah, this team will be used in the second clip after the main clip that we're gonna use a totally different team here now. So the team that I used here is basically Ace as main. I didn't use Ace on the first clear video, so I'm just gonna use him here. And I didn't use the Firefly, I just used the healing skill. It doesn't do a lot of healing, but it's still useful, and it adds some critical rate to yourself and all the allies that are near you, so it's really useful. It really is useful. And as for the healer, I used Tsuru here. So Tsuru, I would say she is the perfect healer for this stage. She's a speed force. She gets the buff 20% more HP, 20% more attack. She basically she is a water damage dealer. You can use her as a water damage dealer here, and her heals are really good. Like as you can see here, she recovers your HP surrounding for the surrounding crew members. It cures the status elements, and it lowers the move speed. And that's not all, it actually knocks back all the enemies. So if there's like a lot of enemies around you and you don't have special attack, on your other team doesn't have a special attack to clear them, you can just like knock them all back for like a few seconds, and then you also lowers their move speed. So she's water, she's a healer, she's speed force. She is the perfect healer for this quest, and she also used to be a free to get special attack from one of the celebrity events, the one with Kiji. When Kiji came for the first time, she came with him, and her special attack was free. So if you were playing back then, you probably have her, and I would advise you to use her. I mean, my special attack is at level 4. Yours could be at level 2 or so. It's not a big difference as long as you have her skills at max and have some good cards equipped on her. It should be okay. So this is my main team, fire damage dealer and a healer. And as for my second team, it was basically I used Jimby for water, and I did not use his special attack, considering a lot of people don't have his special attack, so I just used the 3 skills we have for him. And if you start around the anniversary or like a couple of days before the anniversary, his rerun event was there, and you could get all the 3 skills for him. So if you started after the anniversary, I mean, to be honest, this quest is very hard and not everyone can clear it. I would imagine if you're free to play, the best, I mean, the ones that can actually beat it are probably people who started around the anniversary. If you started after the anniversary, I'm guessing it's not for you, especially if you're free to play. But yeah, so this was my main in Team 2. My main in Team 3 was Magellan, and I also did not use any of his special attacks, even though I could like use this or that. I just used his 3 skills, and yeah, we just let's switch this back to, let's go. Okay, so I just used 3 skills on both my mains. Then I put some I put here Kiji as a backup in case, well, things went south for Jimby, and then here I put, of course, Whitebeard. I put that one, but it's okay. Can you use that one as well? And I equipped him with everything. I think Magellan never died in that quest. Anyway, basically, Whitebeard is one of the best characters for this quest because, again, he has special damage and his water damage, and both elements are needed in this quest. Yeah. So that was my team mainly, and yeah, we were just gonna go ahead and yeah. The thing is, I just like cleared the fire damage dealers with sorry, the fire weak enemies with Ace, and then let the other two main characters, Jimby and uh, what was his name, man? I almost forgot. Magellan, to clear the other enemies for the other elements, for the two other elements. And yeah, it went really great. I just had to heal them every once in a while using Tsuru, and that was basically it. At the boss stage, I think Jimby had to switch um, to Kiji. Oh my god, I'm losing all the names right now. Anyway, switched to Kiji, and I don't think Magellan switched to had to ever switch to Whitebeard. Okay, I cannot forget this man. Anyway, of course the support is for the full evasion, 30% evasion, and yeah, we're just gonna go and check how the run went with this team in the upcoming clip. So I'll see you in a second. All right, so let's get started with the first team, the one with a healer, the one that is safe to use. Okay, so at the beginning of the stage, you will see the shields that reflect um, lightning and gravity here, and you will get two water resist or water weak enemies and one fire weak. And in the first stage, you will only find water and fire weak enemies. And the only use for special here is to destroy the crates that are only for special damage. So the crates you will find, all the crates you will find in this stage or the first stage are going to be only for special. So they need to be destroyed using special damage dealers. And yeah, the rest of the enemies are going to be normal enemies. Anyone can attack them and kill them, but the only enemies that are weak to something are going to be water and fire. In the other part of, or the second stage of this quest, it's gonna be the opposite. So you will find special damage, uh, weak enemies, and fire damage weak enemies as well. But the crates are going to be water, like it can only be triggered using water damage. And you will find some shields along the way that reflect lightning and gravity. So a lot of people did use Blackbeard here, even though these shields reflect the attacks of Blackbeard, but it doesn't matter because the damage is not that big of a deal, and you can still use it. Nobody's gonna judge you, but it's always good to be safe, and yeah. So as you can see, more water and fire weak enemies here. Ace pretty much just kills all the fire weak enemies, and then we have Jimby to kill the water enemies and weak enemies, and then we can at any time switch to Tsuru and help Jimby destroy the water weak enemies and also heal. As you can see, they lose their HP so fast since they don't have special attacks to actually clear faster. They get more hits than when they normally do have a special attack. And at the end of the stage, you'll find even more enemies that are weak to fire and water, and then some shields to reflect the to deflect the gravity and lightning. And then there's two crates that are weak to special. If you use special damage on them, they will explode and kill anything around them, even no matter how, no matter what kind of element they're weak to. Which actually gives me an idea that you can probably just go in with only two elements, like special, for example, and fire, because fire is needed in both stages, or the opposite, like water and fire. And then you're just gonna have to trigger the crates exactly on the same time they come out to kill the enemies of the third element on one of the stages, and the second stage will be much easier for you. I mean, you're not gonna kill them entirely using the crates. You will have to like keep attacking them with the resistance, and it's gonna take a while. But the second stage should go much smoother. But that's also just a theory. I didn't test it myself, so I wouldn't still advise you to do it. So as you can see, more fire weak enemies here in the second stage, and more shields. And at some point, you will find special weak enemies here as well. So as you can see here, without fire damage dealing, you can still kill the enemies that are weak to something else. It just takes much more time. And the crates, when they explode, they get them to under like 30% of their HP. So it's pretty useful. And yeah, the theory with the fact that you can only go two elements like special and fire, or water and fire, could actually work. I will have to try it later and tell you guys. Maybe I'll upload a video later using only two elements instead of the three. But the problem is sometimes, like for example here, you can use the water elements on the crates to to make them explode, and then you'll be able to kill all the enemies around them. But sometimes the enemies like move away from them, so it's gonna take much longer time if you don't have that element that they're actually weak to. And yeah, we are going up to the boss stage against Blackbeard now. So the trick here to do is to try to move him to the bottom of the stage. So I tried to actually move him here, but he was stuck to the corner, or to that part on the top of the stage, and I couldn't move him. So it took me a while to actually move him the other way. It's much easier using Sabo, because Sabo is faster in casting his special attack, and you can like target him easier from, because you are like very stuck to him. Ace has to be like behind him to actually move him there. So the point is to go behind him on the top, and then keep pushing him to the bottom. And the reason is all the enemies that are weak to other elements, maybe you don't have these elements or whatever, are respawning or spawning in that upper part that you're trying to run away from. And if you do push him down the stage, then the enemies that spawn on the upper part will not actually hit you, because they have some range, and if you are not within that range, they will not attack you. They will just be standing there watching, doing nothing, which is pretty cool actually. So as you can see, Jimby here almost dies, so Kichi had to jump in, and it was a cool idea to actually leave him there, because going with only enemies or sorry, characters that have only skills without special attacks was not the ideal or the best idea here. you always want to have your best characters with their best special attacks there. But they did good on the first two stages, and to be honest, even if they died and you had something else like, for example, Zoro or like some other element, it would still be useful. Like it doesn't matter here in boss stage because you don't have to kill other um, enemies. So as you can see, the enemies are way on the back; they are not attacking you, and you're here stuck with the Blackbeard. So as they come here, they just go back because they can't find anyone in the radius. So you are here alone with Blackbeard, and yeah. You'll see sometimes Blackbeard trying to get back there, and you will see that in this quest, you will see that Blackbeard moves that way, like starts to run that way, back to the top. And I don't know why, to be honest. I think this is where it is. Yeah, yeah, he keeps running that way. I don't know why. I have no idea why. It's like he's trying to get some help. Anyway, he was almost done with his HP. Like we're already almost like killing him there. So I just like it doesn't matter where you want to go. Just go get help if you want. It doesn't matter. I just like kept spamming my special attack on him, and he pretty much almost died there. So it doesn't matter where he is in the map. But if you were there during the whole time, you will find a lot of snipers and a lot of mobs. If you can see here, a lot of mobs are around the two teams, and they do a lot of damage, especially if you stay there for a long time. And most of them will actually die because of I mean, they don't do that much damage individually, but if they are all like there's like 10 or 20 of them keep attacking one person, they will kill them eventually. So that's why you always have to push Blackbeard to the bottom of the stage. So that was the first clear, and it was a success. Now we're gonna watch the second clip with the first team, and we'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so this is the second clip of the using the first team that I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So I will be trying to use all the three elements of my main team, and this two other teams are just a support for the first two stages, and their main rule is at the last stage, as the boss stage. So there is a lot of things to say here in the second clip because well, it's the same quest. There's nothing to like mention here except for the fact that Caesar is a terrible character, and everyone knows that already. I know that, but I try to actually have some kind of like diversity in the clips that I show you guys. I mean, we only have three good fire attackers, which are Ace, Sapo, and Akaino, and I wanted to like use something new, but Caesar was just a bad idea. So don't use him, don't try him. And to be honest, this team works pretty well. It just Caesar wasn't doing that enough damage. If Akaino was there, he would have been better. And the same thing goes for like Kiji is good with damage, but he doesn't survive that much. It would have been better if I used something like Jimby or I don't know. Yeah, Jimby would have been better solution there. But yeah, let's just keep watching and see how this goes. So one more thing I want to say is that Sabo as a fire damage dealer for my main team that takes care of all fire damage weak enemies in the stage or the quest as a whole is a bad idea as well, because it's only his special attack that does the fire damage, and it's not I mean, Ace would have been better. I just want to say that Ace would have been better if you are going to like use use him as the only source or the main source for fire damage. So as you can see here, we have already lost KG and we're about to lose Caesar as well. So I was basically alone all the second stage, and even here in the first stage, I'm stuck trying to kill all these fire uh, weak enemies using a single target fire damage attack, and it was pretty much horrible. You'll see how long it actually took me to clear the first two stages, and it's pretty much horrible. So again, it's better to use Ace here as in your main team for fire damage. So as you can see here, I tried to trigger that crate, the water crate, using my special attack, but I failed because Zoro and Luffy decided to destroy before I do. So yeah, it's really horrible here. So we have here like 6 minutes left. Normally it's like always better to get to the last stage with 5 minutes left to have enough time to kill Blackbeard and to be safe and to be in the safe zone, and we're still at the beginning of stage 2, which is really bad. So as you can see, I had to go up to kill an enemy using my special attack, and now I have to go back down to kill another enemy using my special attack. So yeah, you can see what I'm saying here now. And then there's of course Luffy that keeps throwing the enemies away from the skills of Whitebeard, and now I have to use my special attack again to put them all together. But then Zoro decides to just to just like stick them there at the beginning part, and I have to go myself there to kill them. Well, it was kind of fun and challenging idea, but it's still annoying in some parts. So we got Kiji back, and we didn't actually need Kiji here because this stage only needs special and water, special and fire damage dealing, and Kiji was pretty much useless as character to come here. We needed Caesar more than, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I needed Caesar more than Kiji in this stage. So we only have like 3 more minutes left, and we're not even done with stage 2. So yeah, you can expect what's going to happen on the last stage. Actually, you will not be able to expect what's going on the boss stage. You'll have to wait and see. Okay, so we're going into the boss stage with only like 1 minute and 40 seconds. Guess what's going to happen here? Okay, so we're just going to go for the track to move Blackbeard to the bottom of the stage. I'm just gonna keep pushing him, and then keep pushing him. PG keeps missing because I keep pushing him away from his Ice Age zone, and yeah, it's pretty useless back there. And somehow Blackbeard went back to the bottom. Now I have to go way back and get him in only 1 minute. You can see how intense this part was. We only have 50 more seconds and we're not even around half HP mark, and I'm pushing him back again. Okay, so this is basically was my last fever, and I tried to do as much damage as I could because, well, if I die here, if the time goes up, I will die, and my other teams will have to do all the work. So I tried to do my best here, getting all the damage on Blackbeard before I get out. So Zoro finally came here, which was the actual plan, that Zoro and Luffy attack him after I debuff his physical defense. And they're still doing some damage to him. Zoro reverts back to Kiji, but Kiji dies. Then Luffy is so smart and he pushes him back to the other enemy, to upper part of the stage, and he keeps running to the first point. And even though he's like one hit away from dying, Caesar goes in to be the hero, and he does. And then Luffy comes back, and yeah, he should just use his last attack, but he doesn't. And he dies, and we end up losing because the smart Luffy. Anyway, that was it for this video, guys. This was a fun team. It was a fun idea, but yeah, don't try it. And if you are like into this kind of weird formations, make sure to change some stuff. Like Caesar, Caesar is bad. Use Akaino instead. Um, maybe Ace would have been a better option, but yeah, if you have Akaino, probably you will not need Ace. You can just keep Sabo there, and then well, yeah, that's basically it. You can like Kiji is really good. He did very well on the first stage. If you can keep him alive, um, for the second stage, he would be obviously much better than Jimby, for example. But yeah, that's all I can give you guys. But if you want to play it safe, use the first team. It would be even better. Like if you uh, copy exactly that same team and use special decks for the characters that I didn't use special decks on. But that was it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm sorry it's very long, but I wanted to show you how like different teams can do in this quest. And if you could not like reach this one yet, if you couldn't like do the last three quests in the mode, it's because they are very hard. Not everyone can do them, to be honest. And yeah, uh, after the fast event that's coming soon, and hopefully sooner than we expect. Yeah, you will if you bowl a lot there, like if you bowl on every single banner of them, you will have a very huge diversity in your um, elements, attacks, and you'll be able to actually beat this easily. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I will see you guys on the next video. See ya.